Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's blog. I'm so excited about what's happening here at Notes for Notes and the collaboration here between the Memphis Notes for Notes and the Chicago Notes for Notes. I'm Program Director Michael Gates in collaboration with Program Director TJ Carpenter in our Chicago studio. And just so glad, though, that we're connecting youth from across the country, even across this world right now. Even inside of a global pandemic, we're still reaching, we are still teaching you about music. So happy that Ms. TJ had youth that wanted to learn the piano, and so glad that I'm able to assist even from here in Memphis. And that is the power that technology has, and I'm so glad that ethnic organizations will leverage that. And so we just want to show you the great work that we're doing. I'm so happy to present just some sessions that we've done with a couple youth, and just hope you enjoy it, and hope this inspires you to, if you have youth, to get youth involved and to just see like the awesome work that Notes for Notes is doing. I'm just so glad to be a part of this organization, and we're looking forward to many more great things. Enjoy the video. Please connect with us at notesfornotes.org. You can find us you can find the Memphis studio, or you can find the Chicago studio, and the number of studios we have across the country to get your youth involved. Thank you so much. And have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then what is that note, which we had called the C that's in the middle of the piano? What do we call that?
Say it again.
The C in the middle of the piano that shows us like where we divide the piano in half. What is that called?
Middle C.
Middle C. That's it. Hold up your right hand. Hold up your right hand. The thumb was number what?
1.
All right. Your next finger, your pointer finger was number what?
2.
Your middle finger.
3.
And your fourth finger.
4.
I just said 4. And your pinky.
5.
It's what? 5th. Right. Exactly. So Jordan, did you get that? All right. Cool. So both of you guys put your thumbs on middle C, with your right hand. Middle C. It shouldn't sound that high. It shouldn't sound that high up.
That's too high up, Jordan.
Yeah, it's too high up. There we go. In the middle. Somebody.
Right here?
All right. Right. It's a great question. So let's talk about that. Where is C? That's where I was trying to get to. Where is C? Okay, so Jordan, this is how we know where C is. So you see the group of black keys that I have here, the two that's together? The two notes that are grouped together, the black keys, the note before those is C, okay? So before we get to the two black notes, we get to C. All right, so this is how the piano works. The piano works in this order. You go from like the white note here, C. The next step would be to go up to where it says C sharp and D flat, then to the D, to the D sharp, to the E, to the F, all right? It's called chromatic order, one note after the next. It doesn't move in a way where it's like C, D, E. The next note would be C to C sharp, D to D sharp. And that's what we call half steps, okay? There are no notes in between here, all right? So a half step, again, would be the note right next to each other.
Quick pop quiz. Half step is what? Notes that are right next to each other, like blue. Dead. What's right next to it? Yeah, what's right next to that? What note is right next to that? Going to the right. Right next to it.
Yep. All right. So a half step has no notes in between. All right. So a whole step gives us one note in between. So this one is an example of a whole step. From C to D is a whole step because C sharp is in between. C sharp, D flat is in between. All right. A sharp to C or A sharp, B flat to C is a whole step. Which note, Jordan, which note is in between B flat and C? Yes, exactly. All right. So exactly. So there's a note in between. So if I say Jordan, um, from F to G, is that a whole step or a half step? Awesome. If I said from G to A flat or G sharp, is that a whole step or a half step? Oh, look, G to G sharp here. Is that a it's a half step exactly. There's no note in between here. Okay. So if I said Jordan from E to F, is that a whole or a half? Is, huh? No, E to F. E is an elephant. Yeah, yeah. Everybody say that. I get it. So E to F. I know it's like they're right next to each other like that, but think about it. It looks like a whole step, but it's a half step because there's no note in between. No note in between. So if I said this, if I said about from C to E, what is that? From C to E. C to Edward. C as in cat, from E to Edward. Is that a whole step or a half step? Nope. Huh? You said 2 and 1? Is a whole? It's a whole and a half? Look at it again. You're on the right track though. You're on the right track. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing it. It's 2 whole steps. It's actually 2 whole steps. Okay. It's 2 whole steps. Okay. Because from C to D is a whole step, and from D to E is a whole step. Okay. There we go. All right. Here's our formula. Our formula says if we do two whole steps, so whole starts with a W. So first we're going to start root note. So here's an R for root. So root note just means the note that you start on, okay? Any note can be the root note. You can, on all those notes on the keyboard, you can start on any one of these notes and this formula will work. We go root note, whole step, whole step, whole step, half, whole step, whole step, whole step, and another half. Okay?
What does R stand for?
Root note.
Yeah.
Root just means the note we initially start on. Okay?
Are you guys? And so what do you guys think the W means? Whole step, absolutely. What about H, Miley? The H stands for. W stands for whole.
All right. So whole step. So root note. So I'm gonna do one with you. When I call out the note, you play it on the keyboard. All right. So here's the root note. I'm going to start on D. All right. So let's go D.
D.
That's our root note. Here's D. All right. So I'm going to go a whole step. My next note is E.
Yep, don't y'all this piano class. Hit the note.
Yeah, don't be afraid to hit the note. Yeah. All right. And matter of fact, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down so just in case you can't see it. So I started on D. My next note is E. All right. My next note, I need, so here's the root note. I went a whole step over to E. I need another whole step. It's F sharp.
We get a whole step. Hit our E. Yep. Then
So we're gonna go to the note that looks like that.
Whole step up to the F sharp. So we skipping a note because we going a whole step. So this is what you on right now, right?
F sharp.
Yeah.
All right. So let's play those three notes, guys. So let's start on D again. D. Let's go a whole step to E. What note is in between the D and the E?
A D sharp.
D sharp, exactly. Let's go from the E a whole step to the F sharp. What note is in between the E and the F sharp? F. All right. So my formula says I need two whole steps. So we did the two whole steps. We started on the root note. We did a whole step. We did a whole step. Now we need a half step. If I go a half step from F sharp, what note should I be on for the half step?
G sharp.
Oh, half step. What do we say what a half step does? How many notes are in between a half step?
One. Okay. Between a half step. We said, remember you the one who answered. We said, how many steps?
Right.
None.
Right. So from an F sharp, if there are no notes in between a half step, that means that the next note should be a G. All right. So let's go G. All right. Let's play up to that point. Let's play D, E, F sharp, and G. Let's play that. All right.
What's your last note? Don't second guess yourself. Start over.
We got a good point. We got a good point now. We okay? All right. You guys are doing great. You're doing awesome. I mean, you're all understanding the concepts. It's a little slow at first, but once we get it, we're gonna run through a few examples of these. That way, once you start kind of do it, it's kind of like math. Once you do a few problems, you start to understand like the concept. Okay. So all right. So we went root note. We went whole step to the E, whole step to the F sharp, half step to the G. We need a whole step now. What's whole? So Jaden, what's whole step from G to? What's a whole step from G? What note should we be on? We should be on an A. Awesome. All right, Miley. From a whole step from A, what note should we be on? A whole step up.
A B.
A B, yes, that's exactly right. All right. So Jaden, from B another whole step up, which note should we be on?
C sharp.
C sharp. Now we need a half step, everybody.
We should be on D.
D. Awesome. So look, here are our 8 notes. Remember, each scale consists of 8 notes. All right. So here is note number 1, which is the D, which is the root note. We want a whole step to E, a whole step to F sharp, a half step to G, a whole step to A whole step to B, a whole step to C sharp, and then back home to the D. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the octave is 8. And so I don't think I talked about what an octave is, but an octave is anytime the same note 12 half steps apart. So from C, this low C here, to this C, this high C, is 12 notes in between. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. That's all an octave is. So if you play the C in your low hand and then play the next C up, that's an octave. Okay. So it's 12 notes in between. All right. That's all an octave is.